Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to play with the pages, the book pages and decoupage napkins we did on Wednesday. I have sewn mine. So as you can see, I've sewn, this one has a lavender thread. I don't know if you can tell. This one's black. Most of them I used brown. This one's like a purpley. And then this one's a blue. And then these are all dark brown. And I went ahead and just left in my bobbin the tan that I had is like a beige color. And I just did some fun zigzag and straight stitch around most of them. I think they turned out really cute. But what we're going to do today, I don't know if I'm going to use all of them to do this, but I am going to use some. I took this one, and on the back I used some vellum and a book page behind the vellum separately so that it would look a little bit different and kind of be risen off the page. I did it with double-sided tape. You could use glue, of course, but I had fun, and I thought, you know what? I'm making these just to put in the journal. Like, I don't ever do that. Everything I use is, everything I make is usually for a purpose. Like, it's for writing on, it's for journaling on, it's for keeping it in pockets or whatever. And I rarely put things in the journal just as ephemera for them to look at, for the person who owns the journal, you know, to have and to just kind of play with and think looks cool, you know. But these I thought would be a fun insert into our journals. So I've already sewn mine. If you guys made these with me, pull them out, and if you want, you can sew them. You could always sew them after. I sewed mine, and then because I want to cover it with some ribbon or some of the, I do love the crinkle seam binding, so I may use more of that. But I'm going to show you what I did for mine. And you don't, like I said, we could, I'm going to grab this and show you what I mean. I could just go ahead and, oops, I've got two of them here. I could just go ahead and like put it straight on to the book page. But the reason I like it like this is because it makes it thick and it gives it a little more, it's also got that crinkly sound, which is always fun, but it gives it a little more strength, you know. It's a reinforcement because of being book page. These are really thin, you know, and so this book page is just a single book page. It does have the varnish on it, so it makes it a little bit stronger, but not as much as I'd like. So for me, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna take my pages, and this is what I did before, and I liked how it turned out. If I were gonna fold these into pockets, I would put one of these upside down, okay, so that it would, well, you can't tell with this one because it's a half. Here, turn it around. There you go. So it would be upright, okay? But since I'm not doing that, I'm not going to worry if it's, you know, folded or whatever. Now, where is, okay, I got my glue pages already ready, which I rarely do, so that's good. Okay, and I am just going, I'll use the inside of this one. And I'm just using a glue stick. I'm going to glue these together so that it's a little bit more reinforcement. Amazon has not had my 4-pack of these, and it's so irritating because they're kind of expensive, these glue sticks. I usually get the 4-pack. This is my last one, you guys. It's the last one. And so I'm going to go ahead and glue this down and do it as evenly as I can. However, I am going to be cutting. I guess it really doesn't matter. Now that I've done one, I know what I'm going to do, so I don't really need to worry about all that. But now that's glued together, so that's going to be our reinforced backer. And I'm going to use this side. And I think I'll go ahead and use her. She's really cute. Wait, does she go with any of these? We've got to make sure of that. Because let's see. Did I do it? Yeah, this one would. She would go in this one. Look, the colors look good together, right? Yeah. So anyway, so now I'm gonna grab my tape. Where's my tape? I had it out. There it is. Found it. Emergency averted. So I'm really, really happy today because I'm not getting into a big, long talk about politics, but I just want to be very transparent. I'm really in a good mood because our Speaker of the House was just voted in unanimously. Praise God, Mike Johnson. He is a brother in Christ. He is a real Republican. He is not a rhino sitting over there pretending to be a Republican. He is a man of God. He loves the Lord. He has a good family, a good history, voting history. I feel like Jesus is back in the house, like back in control. You know, I know that sounds silly, not back in control, but you know what I mean. Like he put his man there, and I'm very excited about that. And I'm hoping, you know, for very good things to come about from that decision today. So if you hear a skip in my step, that is why, because I was relieved. I was so relieved I cried. I'm serious, because to think of the other side being in control that really, really doesn't respect our Constitution and wants to subvert it is just terrifying to me. For America. Even though I know the Lord is in control and I trust him fully, if he had put someone else there, then by his grace, we would have made it through, of course. However, I'm just so glad and relieved that it is someone that I know as a politician. You know, we never can fully trust politicians, but praise God, you don't see a politician very often get down on his knees. You know what I did? I put that on the wrong thing. I was supposed to put it on here. I was talking and I did that. It's not very often that you see a politician pray in Congress. And he, along with, a few others, about 6 other congressmen in the recent past, got down on their knees before the Lord right there in front of everybody and prayed and asked God for his divine intervention. And wisdom. And you don't see that. You just don't see that very often. And so a man who will do that, to me, says that we're about as close to good as we can get in our house right now. So praise God. Anyway, I can't believe I did that. I put it on the wrong piece. By the way, if you're using vellum or whatever you're using and you're doing this with me, you need to make sure that you put it on the picture, your tape, if you're using the vellum. I advise using double-sided tape only because your vellum will pucker. You know what I mean? You don't, of course, have to. It's totally up to you. But I find that when I'm going to be using vellum for something like this, I don't really want the puckering thing it does when you get it wet. So I like using double-sided tape for that. And this tape, this particular roll of double-sided tape can be found in my shop. Not my shop, my Amazon store, or Amazon wish list. Wish list? No, it's shopping list. I think I called it shopping list. Anyway, it's linked down below. You can see it if you really want this tape. You want this particular roll. You see it's like a half inch. But I really like it, and it's not very expensive, which is really what I like about it. It is under $10. I think it's like, when I bought it, it was like $7.99 or something like that. So yeah, very good buy. You get a lot of it, and it works really good. It peels really easy, which is nice, so I think we're gonna go ahead and stick her on this side. No, you know what, instead of that, I shouldn't have peeled that tape off. I'm just gonna go ahead and redo another one here. And I do them, if you're wondering why I use double paper, the book page, they're thin, they're very old. It is just like a 1970 novel, but the paper, was cheap at the time, and now it's just old. And I know it will probably tear. Plus, it just feels better on the back of that other paper, which is a single sheet of this, to give it some reinforcement. So that is why I'm doubling up on my pages like this. Okay, now we'll stick this on here. Okay, I'm just going to put it right here in the center so you can see the words behind her real good. try to get it as even as possible. I got the last one crooked. I did a little bit crooked here, but I'm pretty good. Looks pretty good, but you can see the verbiage behind there. It looks so cool. Now what we could do, which I might do, which would be kind of fun, is to use some of my little skizzies, my little decorative skizzies, and see how this comes out. Let's cut this. Just for giggles, let's check it out and see how it looks. If we don't like it, we could always cut it off, but I like this pair because it's got like this little, it's not just, if you look, it's got like a little bumps around it, which make it look kind of fancy, a little bit more fancy than just that pinking look. I just think it's fun. Oh, and I finally found my scissors. I don't know if you guys were with me one day a few weeks ago. I was probably, actually it's probably a few months ago. I was searching and searching and searching for my scissors, and I ended up shutting off the video or pausing the video to go look for them and never could find them. I found them the other day. They were just down in the bottom drawer of my desk with my buttons. Don't you hate when you do that? Lose stuff? I hate when I lose stuff. Okay, so I kind of like that, and I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of distress around these edges. Not a ton, but just enough. Gotta make her look old, you know, gotta make it look old. Okay. All right, now I'm going to grab the piece I chose for her. Okay, and so all I'm going to do is we're going to glue her to the back of this piece, okay? And then we'll go ahead and do some, I don't know if I'm going to do, oh, I've got to open this up. I don't know if I'm going to do ribbon or if I've decided I want to do more of the crinkle seam binding. We shall see, right? I've got ribbon over here, so I could use that as well. These little scallopy things are probably going to stick up a little bit, which is okay. It'll just give it some, what is that word? I can't think of the word. Somebody else was crafting the other day on a video, and she couldn't think of the word, and I was telling her what the word was, and now I'm like blank on what it is. It's an aesthetic. It gives you more, just can't remember. I sound like such a professional, huh? Okay, so there we go. All right. I love that sound. The crinkle. The crinkle of vellum. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought these were a fun insert, and that you didn't even have to really do all that much with them. They're just fun. Let's see. We've got the red. Let me grab my seam binding. It's just right here in the hallway. Okay. And let's see. We have red, but I think, I don't know. Let's see. We've got, I'm dropping things. I finding stuff on the floor. A piece of vellum picture. Don't want to lose that. Now, let's see. Actually, that is really pretty. Just might have to use it. Yep. It's not really it's more of a deep red. You know, it looks, I think it looks brighter than it actually looks here in the picture, than it actually looks in real life. But so all I did, I didn't even cut it. I just ran the glue along, and I always use art glitter glue for anything to do with my crinkle seam binding. It just seems to react pretty good to it. So you could use Fabri-Fix or Fabri-Tac, I mean, or Fix, whatever what is it called? Fabrifix? Fabri-Tac? I have Fabri-Tac. I think that Fabrifix is a thing, isn't it? You just kind of press it on there for a sec, and that glue takes right to the seam binding. And so, like I said, I didn't even cut mine. I just took it around the edge. Just kind of folded it into itself right there. I don't press super hard because the glue will seep through the material of the seam binding. I try to kind of double it up, make it look, you know, as crinkly as possible, because that glue will seep through and you can see it, and it just doesn't look that great. I just kind of hold it there and it catches. See right there, it seeped through a little bit. And I think these are really going to be cute for inserts in my journals. I hope you guys give them a try, and if you like them. If you like what you see today, praise God. It's a good day. Today's, let's see, for you guys, I think it's Saturday. For me, it's a Wednesday. It's last Wednesday, the 25th of October. There we go. Just run our glue along that seam. All right. These pieces are kind of straight. I just kind of roll them in my fingers to crinkle them up again. Sometimes they're a little bit straight. And I love that crinkled look. And if you hold it there long enough, it'll do it. Like I said, though, you can also just fold it down, kind of doubling it up, and it will fold in on itself and catch on that glue, and then you have it, and it's good. Okay. All right. Oh, I love this one. The color is so pretty. I think we need a little bit more glue right here. Kind of lost the hold. So these are super easy, a lot of fun. Come on. There we go. There you go. Cute, right? And then you flip it over and you have this beautiful picture. Oopsie. Oh my goodness, I just like slammed my hand into my phone. Gee whiz. I'm getting a phone call from a friend, but I'm not going to answer because that will mess up my video. So there is that one. So now, let's see. There's the two I've made so far. What do you think? You like? I hope you like. I like them. I think they're cute. Okay. Now, I am wondering if I have anything. Let's see here. I'm getting all kinds of stuff scooting across my phone right now. I had her phone call come through, and then I had a message from something. All right, let's see. Do we have anything that would look good on the back? I'm looking at this one. I've got small ones. I've got all kinds of vellum that I had printed on and cut out, and they've just been in this drawer. They're like smaller pieces, and then I've got these big ones. And that's what I'm looking at. Probably not going to use her. I just keep them in a side drawer there on my desk. I hardly ever use them, but I don't want them getting bent up and stuff, so I just keep them next to me. So, I'm looking to see Not that one. Well, maybe that yellow dress of hers. But it's sunflowers, and they're on the ocean. These two look really good. Yeah, I think I'm going to do these two little sisters. Okay, so again, we're going to glue together 2 pages. I'm wondering, maybe I should just, since I'm not going to be using the whole thing, I'm just using this section here. It gets cut off, so I don't really like need for me to do my glue stick. I just don't want to use my whole glue stick up on this, even though I find glue stick to be probably the easiest to do this kind of thing, but it's okay. All right, and put our tape here. I'm seeing an uneven edge. Am I imagining it? I did cut these, so it's very possible. I try to keep it as close to that edge as I can. Went off a little bit right there. So I have agreed to edit my son's book because everybody wants to charge him so much. And he's edited it himself. However, you know, he wants a second set of eyes to be looking at it, of course, which is only wisdom. So I told him yesterday I'd do it. So pray for me. It's kind of a big deal to me to do it right. I used to, well, I've told you guys I used to work in the law firm, and I've done a lot of editing of legal writing. So I'm fairly decent at, you know, combing through a document. Pardon me. I'll be honest, this one's kind of hard, more because a lot of what I'm reading is things that my son actually experienced, and seeing it written down and hearing his experiences like that is kind of hard because he lived a pretty rough life. And so yeah, it's a little bit, as a mommy, you know, it's difficult. And that was what he was worried about in the first place. He was like, Ma, you know, there's going to be chapters I didn't even want you to ever read, you know. And I'm like, well, it's okay. But yeah, between you and I, between all of us girls, all of us mommies and grandmas, it's kind of rough. And I'm only in chapter 1. And there's already been some stuff that I'm like, oh, that breaks my heart to know that he was out there like that, you know. In one part, he tells a story about a young lady at the beginning that he runs into, that he didn't recognize her at first. And he's already told me that this part of it is a true story. And he didn't recognize her at first. And when they get back to her where she's staying, he and her talking, and she's like, you really don't know who I am, do you? Because she kept talking to him like she knew him, and she used his name, which he had not given her. And he goes, who are you? And then it hit him who she was. She was a woman who had been there for him. And this is the part that broke my heart as a mom. When he was homeless, and he describes the way his life was when she found him on the street with nothing to eat, nothing to drink. He had no food, no money. He was sleeping on the street, and strung out, you know, on drugs, and just about dead is the way he describes it in the book. And he told me, you know, when you read that, it's a true story, Mama. And she really did save my life. She took him in like I did with my husband. She brought him in, and she fed him, and she gave him some clothes, and she let him sleep where she was, and you know, got him healthy again. Or, you know, at least a little bit, and saved my son's life. And reading that is hard. It was hard. It broke my heart because, you know, I was somewhere in the city and my baby was out there. And I thank God for this young lady who saved my son's life. So anyway, I'm not going to cry. I'm going to stop now. But yeah, so reading what he wrote is challenging, to say the least. But it's good, you know, because I don't want my son to have to pay thousands of dollars to have somebody proofread his book, and which is what I'm doing, is proofreading it, so that it can go to either get it onto Amazon, you know, self-published, or go to a publisher, you know, or both. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what we're going to do, because he's done with it completely, other than this process. And he's like, yeah, I just need somebody to go through it and fine-tune, you know, go through. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just adding commas. I'm changing his formatting, because I know how to format and he didn't. And so he did it manually, which, you know, you need to be able to do it with the system where it's auto-generated. Editing is just better than trying to manually do everything. So anyway, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. After we get off here, I'll probably dive back into chapter 1 and try to finish it. I got 13 pages read yesterday. I'd read faster than that if it weren't for the fact that I'm fixing as I'm going. So, but oh, this glue is totally jamming up on me. Oh, I hate when it does this. It's so annoying. You stop. It's like, no, there's a piece of dry glue in there, and I'm not going to work until you get that thing out of there. There is something come from the inside, and I can feel it. It's not wanting to push through. Yep. Yes, this is how I do it sometimes. I just keep fiddling with the pin, pushing it in and out. Okay, I think I got some of it. Let's see. Feels better than it did. We shall see, right? I already have glue drying all around this edge. I'm going to have a really nice big, like it's going to be 3D off the page when I'm done, because I'm going to have so many layers of glue. Okay. All right. There we go. They look so cute. Now, what color? Because I'm kind of getting the hang of, or having fun using the crinkle seam binding. I was gonna use ribbon too, but this is kind of cool. Of course, I do have. Nah, I'm gonna use this one because I really think. Oh, if I can just get it through here. So look at this color. I think. Yeah, that's pretty. That's the color. I'm going to kind of roll this a little bit and try to get it. It's a little bit straight. It's been laying in there and it's kind of straightened itself out. Okay. All right, let's see. Crinkled again. And again, we're just going to do the line. I hope you guys like these and try them out. They're a fun little process. You get to decoupage, and then you get to sew, and you get to decorate and use vellum. So they've got a lot of nuances to them that I like to work with and have fun with. I loved doing the decoupaging on them the other day. That was very fun. And I just kind of let them sit there for a few days and dry, and I figured out what I wanted to do. And then I just started playing with book page and thought, you know what? These would look good with something on them. And I wasn't too stoked about covering them a lot. And so doing them like this just kind of lets every part of them show, like you get to see the full picture on the other side. And yeah, I've seen a lot of people just put inserts into their journals. They don't have any rhyme or reason for them. They're just there. And it's okay. And I'm like, why don't you do that? I really rarely do that. Everything I put in my journals, it seems like, has a purpose. It's always got a purpose. This you can journal on, make sure it's got a blank back, or that it's just the type of a background that you can actually write on, or, and I tend to just be very staunch about that. I don't mean to be, I just am. So this time, I'm not. I'm throwing caution to the wind. These babies have absolutely no purpose except for beautification. I like this color. This isn't like a color I would normally pick, but it looks great for this particular project. There we go. And you could even add little charms around the edges if you wanted. Actually, that would be really cute. Could do anything. You could do chain around the edge, ribbon. You could do the leaves, the trim. Yeah, isn't that pretty? I don't want to cover that. I just really love that picture. So yeah, I don't want to cover it up. So let's see, which one do we want to do next? But I do want these little guys to match. This one looks nice, actually. So I think I shall use it. Will it fit? Yes, she will. Look at her. She's so cute. Little baby. So again, I'm going to keep those together if I can. That was nice. I'm kind of bringing it out wide because I might want to do the edging. I'm not sure. I know that the picture itself, it won't matter because it's not as big as the page, but if I want to do the edging with these scissors, then I have space. Yay! All right. So what else can we talk about, you guys? I took Cordy's taking back my heart monitor today. I woke up this morning. I didn't know how. I knew I was going to take it off this morning, but then when I turned on, or when I looked at the phone part of it that tells you all about, what's going on, it said, your heart monitoring is finished. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, it finished and I was able to take it off this morning. Of course, I have an ugly red welted area on my chest where the pad was at all week. And it's itchy and it kind of burns a little bit. My skin is not overly sensitive, but if I have a bandage on a same spot for a really long time, it will be sensitive, and it's kind of like red and like my skin's raised up from it. It'll go away in a couple days, but it definitely itches. So Cordy's going to take that back for me because it's over. He's in Chandler and the doctor's office is in Santan, but which is, you guys, most of you don't even, that means nothing to you, so I'll have to explain. So the doctor's office is about 12 miles east of where he is. And if I drive into town, it's just going to use up gas that we can't really afford right now. And so I told him, I said, would you mind going after work? And of course, being Cordy, he said, of course not. So he's going to do that for me. So that part's over. Now next month, on the 15th, I'm going in to Mesa. I drive into Mesa to go to one of their offices over there, and they're going to map my veins in my legs, which I'm actually looking forward to because the doctor said that if he finds, that it would be helpful for me to, I think I will use these. He said if it'll be helpful for me to do the work on your veins, like the varicose veins, and open up that would open up the flow in my legs, which would be awesome because I have horrible varicose veins. I inherited them from my mother and my father, and they're very bad. I mean, like everywhere. I have them everywhere. And my legs are covered in them, and it's horrible, and I hate it. And they started when I was in my late 20s. They started to break, and, you know, I used to be able, like, I'd be shopping or something, and if I was on my feet too long, I'd feel my vein burst. And I'd get home, and sure enough, there'd be a new one bursted, you know. And so, yeah, I've been having this issue for 30 years now. And so, yeah, it'll be kind of cool if they did the vein mapping and find that it would help my blood flow if they rerouted some veins. So, yeah. Pray for me because I'm praying that that'll be the case. And then also in November, I've got my second appointment with Dr. Cole, my new PCP that I just love. He's an awesome young man, and praise God. And I'm hoping, praying that my test came back showing that we can move forward with more testing on my immune system or my thyroid, one of the two or both. I don't know where, you know, the problems are coming from. That looks so nice. I really like that one. It's very old-fashioned. These are pretty cool. I got them online. I think they're in my shop, but they've got this particular pair. If you can see it, has like the little lifts, almost scallopy, so that when you do the cut, it's not just pinky shears, but like a straight cut, but it's got little bumps that make it look scalloped kind of, and just make it look old-fashioned, I think. So I like that. So there she is. There she is. She's gonna go on the back and be adorable. And I think I told you guys that Crowder is coming to our church for a concert in December. I'm pretty sure I told you guys about that a month ago or whatever. But did I tell you that my friends that we went to Sierra Vista with bought tickets for us to go with them? And those tickets, they bought us like the more expensive upfront seats. Oh my gosh, they were over $160. I couldn't believe each. I couldn't believe they did that. That's our Christmas gift. They are so good to us. Oh my goodness, this couple, oh, they're like a mom and dad to us now. I mean, they're just such a blessing. They did that. Yep. So that's something coming up. I'll get to tell you guys about. If you don't know who Crowder is, look them up. Well, technically, it's David Crowder, the band leader. His band used to be called the Crowder Band, the David Crowder Band, but then he changed it to just Crowder. I really like this dark green, but I don't think I have enough of it. Let's see. And look at it. It looks so perfect with it. Ugh. You know what we could do? We can go ahead and just, sorry guys. We definitely got to roll this. It's totally straight. Well, not totally, but it's too straight for my liking. Okay. Okay, now let's just give it a try, shall we? We'll just kind of sit it here and see. We'll hold it at the corners to see if we have enough. I think we might. Oh, we do. Yay, I'm so glad. Okay. Thanks for hanging out with me today, by the way. You know, when I think about doing videos anymore, and once in a while I'll have somebody new come, you know, and say hi to me in the comments. And I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know everybody that's watching me, because I talk to all of you, like the same people who have become my friends all comment to me. And so I kind of feel like I'm just talking to you guys. Like I'm always with my buddies, you know. And I would sit here and try to list off everybody's name, but I know I'd probably end up forgetting somebody and hurting their feelings, so I'm not going to do that. Because I would never want to hurt any of you. Okay, so we're going to sit this chair. And if you notice, I just kind of usually, I don't try to control, unless it's really straight, I just kind of sit it wherever it falls on this crinkle binding, because I think it looks really fun to just let it look like it fell onto the piece that way to me. Ooh, I really took it up on the edge on this side. Yeah, I just like to kind of make it as organic as I can about how it's on there. Now, some of them, like this one's lifting, so I will press that part in just to make sure that it goes down. See? And like this one, I'm going to turn because it was too flat for my liking again. That's usually the only time I twist it, or if the glue's showing through too much, I will move it that way too. I am so glad this dark green, or that I had enough of it. I love the dark green, and so I tend to use it up pretty quick. I'm surprised I still had some. It just looks pretty on stuff. And then for this one, it's so neutral that I think it's just really pretty. These are going to be really cute inserts. I'm so excited about these. We're going to make a new journal here pretty soon, you guys. And this one's going to be, I think, more just for me, just for fun. I mean, I'm going to sell it. I always sell all of them, but I think I'm going to just work not so like theme or central about, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really want it to just be, oh, dang it. I really want it to just kind of be random. That's what I'm feeling. I have all this ephemera I've created and I'm not using because it doesn't go with whatever kit I'm using or whatever particular theme I've been working on. And this time, I just want to kind of play and put whatever I want into something. And so I think it's going to be more diverse, I guess. Oh, I love that. Look at her little smile. So there is that one with the grapes. So pretty. I love it. So there's my 4. Yeah, I have 4, and that leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to use as tip-ins or as pockets or whatever. I may, after I go off here, I may continue to make more, but I think you guys get the gist, and I hope you enjoyed it and felt inspired today. How fun these are. They are gorgeous. Look at that. Wherever they go, they're going to look beautiful, right? So I love you. God bless you. If you enjoyed today's video and had fun, felt inspired, please give me a thumbs up. Hit subscribe if you haven't yet and become a part of our family here at Tara's Take. And I will see you guys on the next one. God bless you. Bye.